It was a beautiful morning to get out of prison, according to Arthur Taylor, who was one of our most high-profile inmates until he walked free from Waikeria prison about 11 hours ago. The 62-year-old's been in jail for 40-odd years, on and off. His conviction list, meth, aggravated robbery, kidnapping, is a serious role of dishonour that he says he now regrets. All of it. The self-styled jailhouse lawyer mounted several successful private prosecutions from behind bars, campaigning for the right for prisoners to vote, amongst other things. And Checkpoint's cameraman Nick Monroe and I had exclusive access to Taylor as he enjoyed his first hours of freedom. He claims age has made him wiser and upholding the law, not breaking it, is his buzz now. And he's trading in his prison sweats to become a Dunedin scarfie.
Free man.
It's hard to describe what freedom looks like, but in this case it's a stocky bloke just 3 years off collecting a pension, barrelling out of a nondescript van in a prison car park.
Hey, hey!
Morning, eh?
Hey, hey!
Beautiful morning to be able to get out of prison, isn't it? Hey? Hi. Thanks for everyone coming.
Arthur Taylor's latest lag, as they say, has been 14 years of a 17-year sentence for a raft of crimes, including meth and firearms charges. No wonder he's so chuffed to be on the move.
Morning.
Marvellous! Marvellous! Yeah. Well, I need a good friend Mike to be here, Jenny, and my darling sister, of course, and Steve. Yeah. Bloody wonderful, yeah.
So this is what freedom looks like?
This is what it looks like at the moment. It looks like we've got a beautiful day coming, doesn't it? Okay.
It's early when Taylor's sister and biggest supporter Joanne arrives to collect him. Mates Jenny and Mike are there too. Joanne's been waiting a while and not just today.
I'm just anxious. I just want him out. I just want him home. Been waiting a very long time for this.
How long exactly?
We're in our 15th year. So, yeah, very long time.
14 years behind bars comes with some baggage, including a box stuffed with legal documents, a clear rubbish sack of toiletries, leftover snacks and bits and bobs. So what did you do last night? Did you go around and say goodbyes? Or?
Yeah. All my mates were there to say goodbye, and there's a few of them quite, obviously pretty sorry to see me go, actually, because they're worried as hell they're going to roll back a lot of the good conditions I've got them since I've been here.
There's also the standard release cheque of $350. Just up the road is a gem of a bakery Taylor wants to pull in for an actual taste of freedom. A sign inside warns customers they're under camera surveillance, perhaps a subliminal reminder he's on parole with his work and living arrangements monitored. He orders a cappuccino and a ham roll. For a man who's escaped prison by his count more than a dozen times, liberating that roll from the glad wrap proves a challenge.
I don't know.
Wait for it, baby. How good is that? Good food.
Beautiful. All right. I can see there's some little pleasures in life that you miss out on, eh?
Your clothes?
Yep.
Where did they come from today?
Today, I got them from the warehouse on Friday. Yep. Went out and bought them on from the warehouse on Friday. I went out to town.
Did they take you out?
They took me out because I had no clothes that would fit, and they didn't want me getting out the door. It might look too good for them if I got out the door with nothing. So they took me down there and put a GPS tracker on me, believe it or not, a GPS tracker, 3 officers, and we went into Te Aomiri.
And you chose your clothes?
Well, first of all, I wasn't sure of the prices, you see, so I said, let's go to the op shop. So we went to 3 of them, but nothing was of any use in there, so then we went to the warehouse. And I was quite amazed, actually, that the prices for stuff in there seem to be much the same as they were 14 years ago.
Mike and his wife Jenny did a bunch of legwork with Taylor on the perjury case stemming from David Tamaheri's murder trial. They give him a brand new pair of boots, still boxed up. He couldn't have them in prison.
And here, Arthur.
It's the famous boots.
The famous boots.
Now these highlighters, believe it or not, were banned from prison because they're yellow. And all the gang colours have got banned, you see, and the yellow happens to be killer bees. So they got sent back to Mike after I got them okayed, by the way. They got sent in and then sent back, and you received them back, didn't you? And what was the matter with these? I think they were about 1 centimetre too high.
Freedom is choosing your shoes too. Taylor's been paroled to Dunedin, to the home of a law student and her husband. They've bonded over legal cases and will meet for the first time today.
I've heard a lot of good stories about Dunedin. It's got a real good university social club scene, because I'll be up at the university a bit, you see. Hopefully enrolled in one of the papers I want to do up there. Yeah, one day a week anyway. Yeah.
So,
no, I'm looking forward to it, you know.
have you been there before?
Just when I passed through there in 1975 when I escaped from Invercargill Borstal when I was in a hurry. Didn't stop to see much of the sights.
But before that, Taylor's first roadie in 14 years will take him via his sister's place near Paeroa to Auckland to tidy up some legal business before heading south.
You all right? Hey? Here's your little sister.
At the farm, there's a welcoming committee, a niece, nephews, grandniece and nephew, some born while he was behind bars. He's Uncle B, or boy to them. Their priorities, bringing him up to speed with their tree climbing skills. Introducing Poppy the Chihuahua.
Loves it. He loves it, hey?
And Fergus the goat. All scenes from ordinary life, but for the one extraordinary character in them. Arthur Taylor's criminal career started early. In 1972, there were forgery charges. As the years clocked up, so did the convictions. Current total, more than 150, many of them serious. Firearms charges, cannabis, meth, robberies, kidnap, and the escapes.
Well, I really regret all of it now, but you know, I regret that my life hadn't been so much different, you know, that I hadn't ended up in the Pooney boys' home and got introduced to crime.
Last time he was legitimately out, Helen Clark was Prime Minister, Don Brash leader of the National Party. There were no iPhones, Uber or Instagram. But after 40 years on and off behind bars, even the old stuff is a little unfamiliar, including a car his sister has waiting for him.
How do you unlock it? How do you unlock it, Joe?
Where's the keys, Joe?
Up by the chrome handle, Arthur,
yeah.
To the left, the black button to the left. Flick that back.
Oh, yeah. Of course. There you go. Put your seatbelt on. See us.
It's off-road only until he renews his licence. And we know you're smart because we've seen you in court. Why do you think you did those dumb things?
Well, people are funny old creatures, Lisa. I mean, some of our most brilliant people make mistakes, you know. You know, they make mistakes and do dumb things, you know, and I don't think I'm alone in that. I mean, you know, some of our top, like ask Jamie Lee Ross, you know. Why? I mean, we've seen quite a performance. It really amused us inside watching Jamie. We thought, are these the bastards that are running our country? You know? Yeah, so...
So you're not seriously saying that is on parallel with your criminal record?
No, but I'm using it as an example of how people make mistakes.
There's been 19 failed attempts at parole. The 20th, while approved, was not quite the charm. There were conflicting psych assessments on his re-offending risk, but the parole board says Taylor doesn't pose an undue risk to the safety of the community. Are you going to stay out of trouble?
Absolutely. Yep.
How can you be so confident?
Because I know where I am in life. I've the sort of characteristics and abilities that I used in crime, you know, they're now devoted to pro-social and legal activities. So I get the same rewards from that as I used to from crime.
Behind bars, Taylor schooled himself in law, and the record shows he's pretty good at it. For a guy who's dead set on making everybody else follow the rules, for a large part of your life, you have not followed the rules.
That's correct.
So
that's correct.
Can you see that there's a double standard there?
Well, we're talking about two different time periods now, Lisa. I mean, I wasn't involved in enforcing the law back then, was I? I was involved in breaking it. So now you want to be aware I actually enforce the law now.
He's challenged the smoke-free jails rule and the ban on prisoners voting. He's claimed some victories in both cases. According to Taylor, he's a social crusader now.
I firmly 100% know I've done a hell of a lot more good than I've ever done bad, Lisa. I can tell you that right now and here without...
You know there's a lot of people who are going to disagree with that.
Well, there's people who disagree with everything, isn't there? You know? That's what's so good about living in a democracy.
You've done enough to wipe meth charges, you've done enough to wipe ag robbery charges, a kidnap charge, escaping. You've done enough good to wipe those,
absolutely.
Do you think?
Yep, I have. Yep. Yes, I have.
Hand on heart.
Hand on heart, I have paid my price, more than paid my price. The law says it, I say it, and morally as well. And people that know me will tell you that as well.
And some people watching this will think, God, that guy's got an ego.
They can say what they like. That's what's so great about our country. People can say what they think.
Taylor could chat endlessly about the legal business, but ask him about his finances and he's clear that's no business of ours.
What was your income for tax purposes last year?
Last year, no comment. No comment. I'll simply say...
Was it more than the average wage, Arthur?
No comment. I'll simply say I paid all taxes that were due and the tax department are quite happy with me.
Let me put it another way. Do you have the means to support yourself?
Well, I think I said to you once before I won't be sleeping under a motorway bridge, and that remains the situation.
En route, he's adapting to the free world.
Hello? Let's swipe up to answer. Hello?
It's straight to the High Court in Auckland to tidy up some legal matters. It's a case he's fighting, not defending. So, from today, he's using the front door.